Hi, this is Mrs. Rose, and I wanted to just spend a couple minutes talking a little bit about the Chapter 3 and Chapter 4 test, and then more specifically drill down on the topics from Chapter 4 that you can expect to see on the test either tomorrow, Tuesday, or Wednesday. First, about the test. As I mentioned in class, it's 25 multiple choice, pretty random, pretty evenly scattered between the two chapters. I'd say a little bit more focus on Chapter 3 just because there's more content in chapter 3. I'd really like you to focus on understanding Nestorianism and Monophysitism. Both of those are going to be asked on the test, as well as the difference between the Great Schism and the Reformation. And please, please understand about Eastern Rite and Western Rite Catholics, not Orthodox, not Protestant, but the fact that the Catholic Church has always had an Eastern wing, so to speak, of Eastern Rite practitioners. If you have questions about that, see me before the test or before school tomorrow or Wednesday. So let's go to chapter 4. It's about holiness. Somebody said to me today, well, it would make sense that the essay questions would be about holiness, since that's what the chapter's about. Yeah, they probably will be, just because doesn't that make sense? But I do want to just make sure that you understand or study the day one notes about how God is holy, right? And how the Trinity is the source, Jesus is the founder, and the Holy Spirit is the soul of the church. I would go back and look at those. That's from chapter 3, but also from chapter 4. The chapter 1 notes about the meaning of holiness and why God is holy. Our holiness is experienced by the church, right? We did that in a couple different ways. We talked about what does the church do in terms of providing a place for witness, worship, and service. Also, how does the church help to make us holy? And that's through the precepts, right? The positive rules that help us to be holy. And then this idea of personal holiness. What do we do as individuals to be holy? And specifically, that is, in how do we love others? You did an exercise on one canonized, but I'm not gonna ask too much about the one canonized, but I am gonna talk about the meaning of holiness and the example that the saints do provide in canonization. We did a day on the Blessed Virgin Mary as the perfect example of holiness. Know why. And with this comes this concept of intercessory prayer or intercessor. So please brush up on that as well. Here's canonization. And then understand the links between the church and our own holiness. I want you to be pretty conversant with how our holiness is amplified or improved through our relationship with church. From a vocab perspective, let me see. All of these vocab I'm going to put on the Quizlet, which I'm going to do as soon as I stop here. I think all of these are pretty straightforward. I would make sure you understand what infallibility means in respect to the Pope's ability or the permission we've given the Pope to treat his teachings as infallible. I think that's kind of interesting and worthwhile. In terms of extra credit for having listened to all 3 minutes and 53 seconds of this, if you write a saint's name on the top right corner of your test, you can expect to earn 2 extra credit points. Thanks and good luck. And I do have extra help both Tuesday and Wednesday morning in room 301.